Welcome back. Today we are looking at the abuse in care inquiry. And this inquiry, in case you're not familiar with it, it goes all the way to New Zealand. And this inquiry was held in the Wellington High Court. So where is that? Well, let's look at it here. It's all the way here in the world. There we are. New Zealand. So New Zealand. Now, in case you're not aware, this is part of Australasia. The Jehovah's Witnesses have they've been doing a lot of work in their Australasia branch, building their whole Jesus Center. Now, you'd think the Jesus Center would be a little bit about looking after children walking through it. You would think so, wouldn't you? Well, let's go to their website and see if they look after children, because this inquiry is about abuse in care with children. It's about them claiming that, no, we don't look after children. We don't have facilities that look after children. Well, let's take a little closer look. Now, this is the JW.org website, and where I just plugged in a search for Caleb. Now, these are two little cartoon characters they invented to program the children into what they want the children to believe. So here they are in New Zealand saying, we don't care for children, we have nothing to do with children. Well, here they are right into the middle of the children's lives. In fact, they're indoctrinating the children to become publishers. Now, once you become a publisher, you can be reproved because you have to meet certain qualifications, which it's easy to do when you're a young child, like this little child here. And that now they're inculcating for them to go door to door, knocking on people's doors, delivering published material from the Watchtower, like magazines talking about their religion. Now, let's just look in and see how they do that here.
Very well when speaking at the door.
So then I can?
Not just yet. It's like getting a license to drive a car. You have to be approved.
Oh.
We can discuss how the elders are involved in approving you. For now, let's see if you might qualify. First, do you obey Jehovah and your parents?
Yeah?
Next, do you believe the Bible is Jehovah's word? And can you explain the basic teachings?
Yes.
And are your friends Jehovah's friends?
Yeah.
Caleb, you are already doing very well. One last thing. Do you want to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses and preach?
I do. I think I'm ready.
I think you are too. But we'll have to see what the elders decide. I'm so proud of you, son. Now...
So the little movie carries on, and he gets approved. Now, you notice it was right at the beginning here, he asked a little question. How do you qualify? Where is it? He's right here.
You have brought this up before, when we're together.
Publisher. Dad, when can I be a publisher?
Ah, you have brought this up before.
So that's what it's all about. When can you be a publisher? So in them days, the olden days, as of November 6th, they're counting time, and you'd teach a publisher how to count time and hand that in and all your publications. Now it's going to be really easy. They just have to check a box, and they're a publisher. They don't have to count time. It's going to make it really easy for the kids. And I can see that as a big move forward. So the question that we're posing, does or do JW.org, do they look after kids? Well, let's just look back. This organization has Tons and tons of movies just built for kids. Okay, here we are. We're at the top of the page. And this is all about children. Praying, obeying Jehovah. Obeying Jehovah. Jehovah equals the Watchtower. This religion isn't about anything else but obeying the Watchtower. So obeying your parents, obeying the Watchtower is more important. And some of these videos teach that, so that if you're a small child and the Watchtower says to shun your parents, you will obey the Watchtower because you think, the child thinks that it's obeying God, but God doesn't command any of that. You see how easy it is to indoctrinate to young children. And then they go on to, we're going to cover this in another video coming up, but they indoctrinate the children how to share and how to empty their piggy banks into the contribution boxes at the hall. So huge amounts of indoctrination into the children on JW.org. A lot of money has been put into building these movies, a lot of time. Well, it's all voluntary labor, but there's a lot that went into building these children movies. And if you can indoctrinate the children, that's how you indoctrinate a group of people. So now, if they have to open themselves up for investigation into care, well, all of these movies get investigated to see if they're kosher, if they're good for children, if they're fair, if this is how we want to indoctrinate our children. What about indoctrinating your children to refuse blood, to die for so-called Jehovah, which is really the Watchtower? You see, this opens up a lot into the investigation. So it's no wonder Jehovah's Witnesses want to fight this stuff tooth and nail. They do not want to open their organization up to any type of investigation into children because they have abused the care of children. They do not protect the children with pedophilia. If there's a violator in the Kingdom Hall, the violator goes to the brothers, to the elders, has a secret meeting. It's all kept secret, even from other elders. And no one knows that this person is a pedophile in the congregation. Is that looking out for the best interests of our children? Well, absolutely not. So now let's look in and see what's going to happen next. Okay, so the long and the short of it, the Royal Commission has a in-care abuse for all these religious groups, all these groups that look after children, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, schools, any kind of institution that is caring for children. They have this inquiry into abuse in care. And here it is. It says the scope and the purpose of the public hearing was to inquire into, number one, the experience of survivors of child sex abuse. Within Jehovah's Witness Church in Australia was this particular hearing they had to have because they kept fighting it. So, they lay it out here. It's the response to the Jehovah's Witness Church and the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society in Australia to allegations, reports, complaints of child sex abuse within the church. There was 1,006 reports that they had. Now, the system, policies, procedures in place within the Jehovah's Witness Church and Watchtower Bible and Tract Society for raising and responding to the allegations and concerns about CSA within the church. And the systems and policies and procedures in place with the Jehovah's Witness Church, Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, to prevent child sex abuse. So this allows them to investigate, do a complete investigation into the religion. And it says in 5, they open it up, any related matters. So it's left open. So Jehovah's Witnesses have been fighting this tooth and nail for 3 years to not allow this to happen to their religion. So here's what finally happened today. Statement from the Abuse and Care and the Royal Commission of Inquiry says that the High Court has announced this afternoon that the judicial review claim brought by the Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witness, Australasia, Ltd., has been dismissed. So they brought this claim all the way up to the Supreme Court. They didn't even hear it. They just dismissed it. And it says this means the Royal Commission can continue to investigate the Jehovah's Witnesses and all other faiths in accordance with the pastoral care approach we have been applying since 2019. And the reasons for the High Court's judgment are not yet available, but are expected in the near future. Until we receive full judgment, we are not able to make any further comment. And it says, remember, we're here to support you. So this is for the victims, and this is going to help a lot of people across the board. But did you know that Jehovah's Witnesses were the only ones, the only group that fought this? Now, we're going to give you some articles here that you can look at. I just basically covered this one. Jehovah's Witness bid to be excluded from abuse inquiry is dismissed. So this gives a little bit of the story. They all give a little bit of the story. But just to show how far this goes back, and it's all linked in this article here. We'll put that in the posting below, because from this article you can link into this one. The rules and culture that keeps child sex offenders hidden from followers of Jehovah's Witnesses faith. That was back in August. Then there's this one, was again August. Jehovah's Witness elder alleges to order to destroy evidence in child sex abuse cases. So, they're going all the way back and investigating this, how the group has told the elders to destroy the records. And here's another one. October 10th, Jehovah's Witness elders have authority over children, court told. So it kind of lays that all out. And yeah, Jehovah's Witness elders are looking after children. They're in care of children many times over. So that's been proven now in court. And here's one. Jehovah's Witness Church spends 3 years fighting scrutiny of Royal Commission of Inquiry. September 4th, 2023. So these are all the articles, folks, on Jehovah's Witnesses in Australasia. We will link them below, and then you can read this yourself. But right as today, they have lost. They've been denied hearing in the Supreme Court. They're done with them. They're done with Jehovah's Witnesses, stalling and stalling and stalling. For what? To protect Jehovah's name or Watchtower's name. This is really a business move on the Watchtower's part. So this brings an end to that long abuse and care inquiry, 3 years fighting Jehovah's Witnesses. What a shame. But you know what, folks? In our very next video, we will be talking about what Jehovah's Witnesses are doing to cover all these legal bills and how they're dealing with all of these lawsuits and all this litigation, and what they're doing to try to get some help. Well, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and we will keep you up to date. We will give you the rest of the story. So until next time, keep living your life with love. Bye for now. Oh, hello! My name is Vern. Join the channel. We cover JW World News, and we give you the rest of the story. Today, we're going to the Watchtower, and we have lives on Tuesday nights and Saturdays, and an excellent community. So join the channel and watch as we crash into the Watchtower. Here it is. I see it coming. Woo! Join us as we report in on the Watchtower.